Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the Ace PC brand. Their GK41 Mini PC has 8 GB of RAM. It's a quad-core Intel Celeron J4125. It's a mini computer and has pre-installed Windows 10 Pro, 256 GB of M.2 SSD memory, and it can be used as a micro desktop computer for gaming, 4K Ultra HD, a small PC for businesses and entertainment. So it comes in this really nice thick box and it was very well protected. And there's a unit itself right here. It comes with a HDMI cable so you can connect to your monitor right away, and a AC power adapter that's going to power this small profile unit. And it also has an instruction little booklet and after sales service card, which has all the warranty information. It has a full 1-year warranty and all the contact information is on there. And it has this special mount. It's called the VSA. It's from Video Electronic Standards Association, and it's an industry standard for mounting on TVs and computers onto TVs or monitors. And on the back of the unit there are a simple mount right there that you can mount to a monitor, but if you remove the rubber feet right there, you can use this VESA mount by putting it on there just like that, and they include the screws that you need to do that also. Then this is the industry standard right here, which is these pins right there. So you have a lot of different mounting options, and of course you could just set this on the table just like that because it has rubber feet, and the cooling intake port is right there, and it pulls air through and it circulates it all through these outer ports right here. I mean, this thing is small and it is light. It's hard to believe you have Windows 10 with an Intel processor on here. Pretty impressive. So there's your LAN port. There is a microphone input and a headphone output right there. Here's your 2 HDMIs, and there is a USB port right there, and there's a DC power in on that side. And on the other side here you have 3 additional USB ports and a micro TF card, and there's your power switch right there. And it's a cool high-tech looking blue, I assume, display. I haven't powered this yet. So let's go over some of the specs of this thing a little further. The small profile but holds great storage thanks to the 8 GB DDR4 RAM, 256 GB M.2 SATA SSD storage. The GK41 supports extending capacity via 2.5-inch SSD/HDD up to 2 terabytes. You can also plug in a 2 terabyte mobile hard drive via the USB 3.0 interfaces to enhance performance and multitasking. This is 2021, their latest version of the GK41, this mini PC with Windows 10. Extremely small form factor, and it has that quad-core Intel Celeron J4125. And there's all the technical specs, and that's 2.7 gigahertz. Then I have some slides comparing it to the different processors. It has UHD Graphics 600, which is perfect for a variety of different scenarios for office, entertainment, education, digital signage, billboard, and light games. Performance can be increased by 60% because of the TDP unlocker compared to competition within the same processor. Now this can also be used for home theaters. It's a mini desktop computer. It comes with 4K Ultra high definition capability at 4K at 60 frames per second. You can easily shift from homework workhorse to your favorite shows, and it can be used as a media center to enjoy TV shows. You could take the HDMI out of here and go right to a monitor or a television if you want. So this is a must-have PC on the go. This GK41 from Ace PC is compact, easy to use. You can work efficiently and connect to a variety of devices. it's just amazing how many different ports is on this small thing. It also has a Gigabit Ethernet, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz dual band Wi-Fi, and it has Bluetooth so that you can have audio on a Bluetooth, which is pretty amazing. So on the Ace PC, there is a simple switch right here. It's a mechanical switch, and what that does, if you pull it that way, it opens the cover, and then you get access to the inside where you can see all the fans and hardware, and where you can expand your memory right there. So we have the monitor powered up, and we have the keyboard and mouse ready, and we have the power supply attached to the Ace PC. Now we're going to turn the power switch on, which is on the side right here, and I see a little blue LED come on the unit, and I'm seeing the monitor responding. We're going to just let it do its thing here, and let's let the operating system run. And it says continue selected language. So we're going to run the welcome process of the operating system, and we're going to complete that. Then we're going to come back and show everything else about this great little PC.
Alright, Stephen here on behalf of Rob Veach Reviews, and I'm just going through the Windows 10 setup process, and it automatically detected the best Wi-Fi network, which is our home Wi-Fi, so I put that in, and it asked for our language, location, and of course keyboard layout preferences. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to accept the Windows 10 license agreement. By the way, it's very important to note that this all their models come with Windows 10 Pro, so this is the professional edition. So you get extra features, which I prefer because I'm very security conscious. So it's nice to have that as well for this great low price that this comes with, because that would be something that you would have to upgrade to otherwise, and a lot of computers just come with the home edition. So I'm going to accept the license agreement, and then it's going to go ahead and do the Windows updates. Microsoft recently released 21H1, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing completely up to date, and then we will continue. Alright, so at this point of the setup procedure, you can sign in with your Microsoft account or create one if you don't have one. Now this is recommended by Microsoft. They really try to push this instead of using a local old school type of account that's just on the machine. And I agree with that recommendation, but the reason that I skip this for now and choose limited experience and then do not use an online account is because the first account is an administrator, and I always recommend people to use this account only when they're doing the computer setup procedures, and then you make another account that's not an administrator, and that one you can tie to your Microsoft account, your OneDrive, your Office, and everything. So I'm just going to call this account admin, and then we're going to hit next, and then we're going to go ahead and it's going to walk you through the steps to create a password and security questions. So at this point in the setup procedure, you can choose some of the privacy settings, and there are some more things that you can tweak and disable with Windows once we actually get into it, especially with the professional version. But if you don't want to use any of these features and you want to keep things, you know, less is more, which I generally do, you can easily turn all these things off before you even get into the operating system. A lot of people are worried about telemetry. You have full control of your privacy here, and as you can see, I've disabled all this stuff before I even move forward. And then along the same lines, if you don't want your activity history, you can just simply say no to this, and so you have full control.
So the system came up and it's working, and now we're going to check for updates and do the updates on this Ace PC.
Alright, so this is going to be about, if you purchase this computer now or in the near future, this is about what you can expect for Windows updates, what I have on the screen here. It's going to be installing the latest malicious software removal tool, of course, updating Windows Defender antivirus, and then there's going to be several updates from recent Microsoft Patch Tuesdays, and the feature update, as I was talking about, to Windows 10 version 21H1. Now if we do a Windows key and type WinVer, you're going to see that it's fully licensed, and this is 2004. So this is on version 2004 is what it ships with. So if you do the feature update, it's going to be a pretty sizable update, so you can expect this to, because because it's going to include the previous feature update, so it's going to be a pretty sizable update, so we'll go ahead and get that done.
So while it's doing updates, I wanted to show you how quiet this is. The fans are running. I'm going to be quiet so you can hear how quiet it is. That's pretty quiet. So this has been running for about an hour, and it just feels just slightly warm, but it's actually running really cool. So if I do a thermal gun on there, see that's about 85 degrees, and on the ports it's about 81 degrees. So that's not bad. So what's happening is that fan is drawing air from the base of the unit, and then it's exiting out those corners. Very clever design, keeping it running cool for such a small form factor.
So one other thing that I wanted to mention with this device is that it comes with an integrated graphics chip. It's part of the processor. It's the Intel UHD Graphics 600. So this is a pretty good integrated graphics system. It's sort of comparable to, I'm a big fan of the Microsoft Surface line. It's sort of comparable to what would be in the Surface sort of tablet computers, such as my Surface Book 2 from 2017 has a very similar integrated chip. Of course, that one has an NVIDIA gaming performance level, video editing performance level video card in the keyboard portion, but this is comparable to what would be in the Surface tablet portions. And it's good for, a lot of the people play more casual video games now. You can do some gaming with this. It just depends on what you want to do, but it's certainly good for, getting typical work done, office work, things like that. As we demonstrated, it plays videos very well. It's very smooth. I think that for a vast majority of home users, this is going to be a really good computer, even for business users certainly, because once again, it does come with Windows 10 Pro. Alright, so I've completed all the updates, including the latest feature upgrade to 21H1, and I've created a user account, so I'll show you. We'll go to the computer screen. I'm going to type in WinVer. Now, we started on 2004. And now, as you can see, we're on 21H1. Okay, so this is completely up to date. And I went ahead and set up a standard user account and started to install some basic applications. And I'll demonstrate first the specs that this has, as noted on the company's product page. This is their highest end one. This is the GK2, the Ace PC GK2. And that has an Intel Celeron J4125 CPU at 2 gigahertz, and it is 4 cores with 8 gigabytes of installed RAM. And this comes once again with Windows 10 Pro 64-bit, which is a very important feature. So I'm going to go ahead and show. You can look at the more advanced system information here. You can see that it has an American Megatrends BIOS, and you can see here it verifies it's an x64-bit based PC, the actual version and build number of Windows 10, and you can see some additional information. So if we go Windows key E and we open Explorer and I go to this PC, you'll see that right now I haven't installed anything too heavy. We have 89.5 gigabytes free of 118 gigabytes, so that verifies the drive size, and this is, you can of course upgrade this with a solid state drive in there, or of course using USB memory, however you want to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. I'm going to fire up my browser of choice, which is Mozilla Firefox. You can see how fast it is. This is a very, very good performance. I'm going to load up YouTube, and I'm going to go to our review channel, Veach. So as you can see, here is the review. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's playing in the highest quality, 1080p. And then I'll put the sound on, which we currently are using Bluetooth. I'm going to make this full screen, and we'll skip a little bit ahead so you can see the performance.
Your counter itself. It includes a little cookbook and an instruction booklet telling you how to use it. Right now I have...
Now, one thing to note with this is that it has built-in sound card. You can use headphones, or this thing has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, so we're actually using a Bluetooth speaker that you can see over here, and that's how we're getting sound.
So how hard was it to get that Bluetooth to work?
It's very simple. In Windows 10, you have the Bluetooth by default in the taskbar on the screen here. If you don't see it, you can just right-click, go to taskbar settings, scroll down to select which icons appear, and then I just make sure that it always says always show all icons in the notification area. And then you can also customize, you know, how you want it to behave. But if you don't see that there, you can also just open Start and do a search for Bluetooth. Okay, and then I just added it, just adding it as a pairing a device, and then I have sound. And then to demonstrate how snappy this computer is, I'm going to go ahead and open a few more tabs. Let's say I want to go to eBay. Let's say I want to go to Facebook. Let's say I want to go to Reddit. Let's say I want to go to Wikipedia. And then I'm going to open the Microsoft Store. I'm going to load my one of my favorite media player apps. They have a version you can install from their website, but I'm just going to install the VLC from Videoland client from the Microsoft Store. So here it is, VLC from Videoland. I'm going to get this. And as you can see, I'm not noticing any lag. Wikipedia's up, English. New government, just clicking on random pages. This video is still playing. I'm going to switch to this. So this is installing.
And this is all being done with Wi-Fi, so we don't even have a hardwired connection.
Right, this is all being done with Wi-Fi, correct.
So what amazes me about this APEC, the GK2, how flawlessly everything worked on this. There was no hiccups in setting this up and getting Windows 10 to run. It's a fast processor, and the form factor is incredibly small, as you can see right here. So that could be mounted right on the back of this monitor. And now with the wireless keyboard and wireless mouse, you have a really high powerful, very small profile Windows 10 Pro system. So this is amazing. I'm really impressed with this. So is my son. We're both geeks for Microsoft and hardware computers. So we're going to give, both of us are going to give this product a full 5-star rating. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll alert to new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. I hope the information I present helps you with all your buying decisions. Thanks for watching.